It's nice to meet you, Mr. RJ. I've heard good things about you. I've heard good things about you, Mr. RJ. Thank you for coming. Are you aware of the chaos or not? The case? Yes, let's.
Tell me what happened.
Very simply, my brother had schizophrenia in regard that occasionally he thought he was a bus driver and occasionally he thought he was a man. Now what happened was he crossed the road whilst he weren't looking and the tow truck driver hit him. Now my brother got angry and demanded his insurance details. However, the tow truck driver wouldn't give them because my brother had walked out in front of the road and drove off. However, my brother pursued him. He stood in front of the truck and demanded his insurance details and said he was going to sue him. This was, as I said, my brother had some mental illness. The tow truck driver refused, so my brother hopped on the hood. At that point, tow truck driver drove off at high speeds and killed my brother in the process. My brother was a gentle soul, even if he did get angry and he did shout, and I have no doubt that he did shout. Even if he did and he got angry, I know my brother, he's a kind soul, he would never hurt that man. But the thing is, that man has killed my brother, and that's part of my life gone now. But that's what happened from my perspective. I don't know what he'll be saying, but this is what I've been told, and I know what my brother's like. That police officer witnessed all of it as well. In fact, that police officer was telling my brother to back off and told him he should have crossed at a zebra crossing, which he should have. But he should have grabbed that tow truck driver and said, "What you playing at, lad? You hit someone." Even if he walked out straight in front of you, you should have been ready to stop. And when he drove off, you should have stopped him.
So he killed your brother and you're suing him?
Oh, yeah. I'm not suing him for money. I want justice for my brother. I want him behind bars for murdering my brother. He gets off scot-free at the moment. I can't be having that. I don't want money. I want justice.
Alright.
Do me proud. I've heard you're the best in your court.
I've heard so too. Let's go.
Okay.
Showtime.
Below joke. Alright, we have a case. The offender was the person who cried over his father, and we're gonna let the defender first say what they have to say.
Sound microphone muted.
I don't know how it works.
The prosecutor starts. This is me.
Alright, well, go then.
Just a moment. Oh, he's not here.
You what?
He's not here.
I can't hear you. My hearing's bad.
Your brother is not listed.
Well, that's his name. We called him Steve, but that was his birth name. He might be down as Steve Blue, but his birth name is Raj Blue.
Right. Right. Your Honor, dear jury, I have before you a brother of a man who died today. A man who had an unfortunate accident, if you might call it. The witness, his own brother, Parker Blue, was witness to the murder of his brother, Ray. He was murdered with a vehicle driven by this man. No further words for now.
Alright, defender. Okay.
What the fuck was that?
Okay, Your Honor. So, Drake, you say that the man who was unfortunate enough to be in front of the car at the time of the accident, he says that the poor man who died was standing in the middle of the road and ran in front of Drake's car whilst he was driving
Objection, Your Honor.
through the city. And we
According
even
to the
have a witness
witnesses,
actually. this policeman here to the
We're gonna
right,
see
he
that in
saw
a moment.
everything.
Do you have anything else to continue?
The defender here also says that Hawker was punching his touch after the incident as well, which is quite, you know, it's assault. And
It's lies, that is. I'm a pacifist.
Silence in the chat.
But yeah, I mean, he was driving at the normal speed limit, as the officer would tell you. So I can't really fault him because he was driving, you know, under the law.
Lies.
I can't see how he was in the wrong.
Objection, Your Honor. According to the witness, a discussion
Let's call
happened.
the witness here.
We have the police officer.
I better get a word in before this is
Why
over.
not? Are you willing to say only the truth and but the truth, no matter what?
Yes.
Alright. Prosecution can continue.
Right.
Archie,
Yes.
you can, your turn.
1 moment.
Alright.
It's a bit suspicious, this, taking all this stuff.
We're allowed to talk, yeah, we man.
Right. Mr. Officer, how long have you been in the force?
I would say about 3 years, 3 or 4 years.
Right. And that means you abide by the law fully, am I right?
Yes, of course.
Here is a man who speaks nothing but the truth. I guess we can all agree on that. Tell me, what did you see that eventful day?
Well, I was talking to this man, thanking him really for helping me catch the speeder. Then he jumps on the road for no reason and a car hits him. That's my drink. But he didn't die this time and started complaining. Then he wouldn't leave the man alone when he was trying to drive away. And then when he was driving away, he jumped in front of people again, stood there, and he unfortunately lost his life.
So you're saying he wasn't driving fast at all and he could have put the brakes, but instead he rode right over our poor victim.
Yes. I'm kinda a little bit my fault. I tried to stop him, but he just wouldn't stop.
Sounds like a case.
Oh, you're
of,
saying he didn't want to stop, yeah? But you said you already pulled over, means that how fast would a truck drive up to 100? I'd say it would take at least a half a minute for a truck of that size. So he had a lot of time to brake, was going at those speeds, but he still drove over our victim.
Yeah.
No further questions.
Alright. Defender, do you have any questions for the witness?
Not for the witness, but I do have one for the for Hawk.
You alright?
You can call. No, he should be called the second witness, Your Honor.
Yeah. After you're dismissed from the witness booth, okay, if the prosecution come to the witness booth,
Stand, it's closer.
Oh, right nervous.
alright, put your hand on the Bible and raise your right hand. Are you willing to speak the truth and nothing but the truth?
I am, Your Honor.
Alright. Defender may continue.
Okay. Do you mind me asking, like, how your brother's mental, like, health was or has been over the past couple of weeks or months? Like, has he been having any, like, has anything suspicious been happening? Like his loss of appetite, like his sleeping pattern changed, like how often he's going outside, things like that.
My brother suffered from a split personality where from time to time he'd believe he was a bus driver and would run around going beep beep, I'm a bus, and other times he would jump around going oh wee. My brother was, as you may refer to, mentally unwell, however he was a sound enough mind not to have company going along. He wasn't suicidal if that's what you're implying. My brother didn't even know what the meaning of suicidal was.
Maybe not, but he might not know what the meaning is, but he might, you know, he may have wanted to do that subconsciously.
Objection, Your Honor.
Continue.
Your questioning's
Well,
relatively
that's it,
irrelevant,
really.
because all we've covered so far is the first incident, not what happened after, and that's why my gears are grinding so much. You asked me questions about my brother's mental state, but you forget, it was your defendant that drove off with my brother on the bonnet, which is what killed him. And it was that there police officer that let him do it. They're both as culpable as each other.
Gee,
Even if my brother was shouting, which I have no doubt he was, in fact I could hear him, and even if he was aggressive, my brother was a pacifist. He couldn't hurt a fly if he tried. Standing on the bonnet and driving away, he's a murderer!
then how come the punch marks and dents in the bonnet of the car?
Not his doing, lad. They checked his fist, didn't they? Clean as can be, minus the scratches when he hit the floor after he'd been driven over. On the bonnet!
Still a crime.
Your man could have stopped and called the police. That officer could have arrested him. My brother could still be alive right now. But you let him die.
And
That police officer let him die. And that truck driver killed him. Whether he'll stand there and defend it, he knows he's guilty. All he had to do was pull over and say, my name's Billy Bob and I live at 123 Street, and my brother would have gone away happy. But now he's 6 feet under and you're questioning his mental state. You should have done your documentational research. You're a murderer.
as the police officer did say, he did jump in front of the car. Which
Yes,
isn't
he
normal
did to
activity
start
for
with,
any
but it didn't kill him,
mentally
did it?
sensitive.
And then he asked for the insurance details. If you got hit by a car, you'd want driver to give you insurance details, wouldn't you? Why didn't my brother have that same right as you? Who's questioning who here? What kind of defence lawyer are you? You can't even talk over your witness. You've got nothing and you know it. You're grasping at straws. That man killed my brother. He could have lied to him. He could have got the police officer to arrest him. But instead he chose to drive off whilst my brother was on the bonnet demanding insurance details.
Why was he on the bonnet there?
Because he wouldn't give insurance details. I told you, my brother went from state to state.
Could he not have just, you know, stood at the side of the car?
He was
like a
stood at the
normal
front
citizen?
for him to jump off. He started accelerating, so my brother jumped on the bonnet. He pushed him 6 yards before my brother jumped on the bloody bonnet.
Well,
He
that's his-
murdered him. He could have got out and said to the officer, arrest this man, he's blocking the road. He could have got out and said to the officer, this man is mentally unwell, send him to hospital. He could have got out and said, I'm sorry, let's sort this out. I'm insured, you're insured, I got a dash cam. But he didn't. He put his foot to the floor, drove forward and murdered my brother. And you're here questioning his mental state. You know he's a murderer. Who's questioning who? What kind of lawyer are you? A liar. And so is that driver. I don't want no money. I want justice. I want that man behind bars for murdering my brother. If my mother was here, she would be crying. But she's dead. I'm the only one now because he murdered my brother.
Is the defendant finished asking his questions?
He never asked any to start with.
Yeah,
Does have anything else to say? Defender, anything else to ask?
no, I think that's it for now.
Your Honor, this man probably didn't intend to kill me brother, but he did because he made a wrong choice. I hope that the jury will take into consideration that.
You may not return to your rule.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Do the prosecutor have anything else to say? Or ask?
No, I will make my last statement to the jury before we finish.
Yeah, agree. You can do that.
Dear citizens of our city, before I say anything else, I want you to think about one thing. It's justice. A man was killed today. The man who killed him is in this courtroom, and I want you to look right at him. He may not have been a genius man, but he did die, and it was... Oh, he can't see him. I know I lost my, what I was saying, hold on.
He wasn't a genius man, but he was.
Yes, he wasn't a smart man. And that doesn't matter. That doesn't give you the right to kill someone. Just because he jumps in front of your car doesn't mean you should drive over him. And even if he punches your car, it's not the right to murder someone. Thank you.
Do you defender have anything else to for the last statement?
Take homicide. Admit it now.
1 moment, please.
Oh, awfully dodgy that, isn't it?
Silent in the courtroom.
No, we've got nothing else.
Alright. Jury, if you may follow me.
I thank you regardless of the outcome, RJ.
No, here. Here. We can continue in a moment.
What is he gonna do to the jury?
Well, he's going to get them to make a decision regardless of the testimony that we've given. I thank you regardless of the outcome.
You're welcome.
I think our case is more secure than theirs, but I'd take accidental vehicular homicide for 300 seconds. Because then at least he'd be punished for what he's done. I don't want his life ruined, I just want him punished for what he's done, that's all. If I wanted his life ruined, I'd ruin his life, one way or another.
Is that a threat? Do we
No.
have a threat within the courtroom?
That's not a threat,
Silence
it's a
in the
statement.
courtroom.
He was not talking to you, my friend. I think I have myself a seat.
Well, the jury is coming. Alright, today's case was the Craig Wilson has been sued for killing Havker Blue's father on the road. Jury, have you made the decision? But can one of you come up here and tell what it is? Is the Craig Wilson guilty or not guilty? Alright, the jury said that the result will be that the Drake Wilson is guilty for the death of Hofker Blue, and by this means he will be arrested for 3 years.
Oh, thank God. You killed him. It might have been an accident, but you murdered him. You murdered him. You get what coming to you.
And I will kill you.
He did that a threat in the courtroom. Come on then, big man. You've already killed my brother.
When I will find you after my 3 years, then I will kill you. You will see. I know you.
You have to make him wanted.
You need to make him wanted first before you can arrest him.
Yeah.
Oh, where's my lawyer gone?
I don't know.
I will kill. I will kill. You will see.
Right, so
Will be arrested no more.
officer, I'll take him down to the cells, if you don't mind.
Actually, I don't mind, yeah.
Yeah, be the jet part.
Drake, you're coming with me, yeah?
Alright, the court is dismissed.
Well, I ain't never been a lawyer again.
If you